Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this beautiful world. I am Joy Francis. I'm so excited to be here. This is my favorite time of the day because I get to be here with you. Today, on From Prospects to Profits, we're going to be continuing on similar thing where we were on Friday. I'm going to talk about unlocking your leadership potential with a simple trick. I'll tell you that it's simple, but it's not easy. But our statistic today, one of my favorite research companies, McKinsey, they do phenomenal research. They are outstanding. They hire the best in the market, in the industry to be able to do the research, and they are dynamic and wonderful. What they found, they did a research study. Companies that with vital leaders, with vital leadership development, not vital leaders. Yes, you can develop vital leaders, but you need the leadership development. The leadership development program is going to give you 2.4 times more likelihood to hit your performance targets. Did you hear that? 2.4 times more likely that you're going to hit that performance target. You're not going to keep missing it. If you develop your leaders, you're going to get that target. You're going to hit it. You're going to hit it over and over and over again, and then be able to expand it. That's one of the most important things that you can do. And unlocking your leadership potential is critical and very important. One, for personal growth. Two, for professional growth. We each need to be growing on a continuous basis because when you're not growing, you're dying. If you've not heard that before, pay attention. If you are not growing, you are dying. I don't want any of you dying. I want you to grow and grow and grow. And number three, the impact on others and the organizational success is going to be critical. The impact you're going to be able to have by developing and training your leaders is going to be explosionary. My word. That's probably not a real word, but it's my word, so I've coined it, I'm making it real. And leadership is a continuous journey. There is no end to leadership development. I keep studying. I keep doing the research. I love when I find something from McKinsey where they have done a research study and they printed it and given the information about it. We all need to be able to understand what is going on, what is happening, and what it's all about. The biggest problems, the biggest challenges most people are having with leadership and leadership development, I am number one. You've heard of imposter syndrome? Well, that self-doubt, that, oh my goodness, I'm not good enough. Maybe I really, I don't know if I can do this, but everybody tells me I can't do it, so I must not be able to do it. Guess what? My mother told me, and I'm telling you, you can do anything if you set your mind to it. It's just a matter of making the decision. You can do anything. And the next piece, the people is they don't have a clear vision. They're not sure what they really, really want. What is that goal? What is that forward thinking? What do you want? What's coming from your brainstorming? Have you done any brainstorming? Getting all of your management, all of your people together, everyone coming together and bringing their 2 cents or 3 cents or 4 cents or however many cents into that pot. put everything in there, mix it up, stir it up, and then pull out the best ideas. That's what's going to give you the ability to grow and develop. And the next thing that tends to hold a lot of people back is fear of failure. I was told I was not good enough, so I must not be, so I must be going to fail. Oh my goodness, what's going to happen if I fail? What, yeah, the world's going to hate me. Guess what? The world doesn't hate you. Nobody is going to hate you because it's only when we make a mistake, or some people call it failure, that we grow. We learn from our mistakes. We pick ourselves up and we keep growing. We keep moving. We keep going. And that's what life is all about. That's what we need to do. And I'm going to give you the simple tool. Like I said, it's not an easy tool, but it is simple. The simple tool, and many people are going to laugh at me, but it's true: forgiveness. And the first person that we need to forgive is ourselves. I don't want anyone to spend more than 70 years of their life like I have. I allowed my father free rent up here in my brain because I just kept believing. He told me. Fortunately, I had my mother that told me differently, that I could do anything, but my father was a big, strong man. He was very tall and very powerful, and I was afraid of him. And if he said something, that must be true because he always told me that. He'd always told me. You know, when I had a cousin that was explaining something to him, and she went and got the dictionary because it was a word that they were talking about. And she pulls out the dictionary and she reads right out of the dictionary. It says, "Da, da, 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 this is the description, this is the definition, this is exactly what it says." My father's comment: Webster's wrong. I'm right. Webster's wrong. How can you deal with that? Then you believe, okay, I must be wrong. I don't know as much as he does because he knows everything. Well, guess what? My mother was the right one. My mother was the one. I could do anything. And it wasn't until I was introduced to this cute little book right over here. I have it. I've always got it very near me. It is called the Ho'oponopono. It is the Hawaiian forgiveness ritual. And it is the piece of it that you work with. The easiest part of it, it's 4 sentences. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you, and thank you. However, it's not just those 4 sentences. It's everything that goes into the thoughts that we use in those 4 sentences. I can tell you, reading this book, and for those that know me, it's not easy for me to read. It probably took me close to 30 days to read this itty bitty book. There are a total, and this is you can see it's a small, small book. It is how many pages? Come on, get back to the page numbers. There we go. There's my page numbers. It has got 95 pages, including the foreword. 95 pages. Took me a month to read that. But I was determined I was going to read this. I was told this was going to help me. And I can only tell you that after reading this book, my life began to change. Not because I was able to do something different to change somebody else. The only one I changed was me. The only one that we can ever change is ourselves. And it talks about in here, this is by Elric Dupree, and it talks about a study that was done in Hawaii. They had asked the psychologist to do this research and to do this study on the prisoners, with the prisoners in a massive prison that was it was the final last straw. It was the worst of the worst of the worst. And if you ended up there, you were there for life. And it was horrible. Everyone was horrible. He started working with this. He took the program into his office there in the prison. He never met with a prisoner. He would work within himself and find what was going on, what was bothering him within himself when he would read something within the prisoner's history that was causing problems. And it was, oh, this is causing a problem for me. It's causing me to think this way. And what he ended up doing, he never met with a prisoner. He just worked on his own thinking, but changing his own thinking enabled him to impact every single prisoner in that prison. I believe there were two that were not impacted out of is something near 1,000 prisoners that were there. And he never met with one of them. Never met with one of them. When went through this and I started working with this and I worked with it and worked with it, my marriage got better. I never told my husband anything about this. I've told him now, but he didn't know anything. He did not know what I was doing because it didn't make any difference. I was fixing joy. And that's all that mattered. The minute that I changed me and my thinking, and do I go back to it? Yeah, I go back to the bad things. I've got to keep working on it. Need to keep doing, keep reminding, keep growing. It's an unending process. However, it works. It is amazing. My marriage started going well. My business started going better. And all of a sudden, things are coming together everywhere for me. Financially, emotionally, my love life, my my health, everything is coming together because I'm changing the thinking what's going on up here. I have evicted my father from my brain, so I don't have that constant, "You're not good enough. You're not good enough. That's not right. Didn't do it right. It's not right. You can't do it." And I'm instead telling myself, "I can do anything." I'm hearing my mother's words. "I can do anything. I can do anything if I set my mind to it." I had a meeting this morning earlier, and I told the gentleman, one of the little secrets of my life, you don't tell me that I can't do something, because if you do, guaranteed it's gonna get done. You want something done, you tell me you can't do it, and it'll be done. But that's that's me. That's not you. That's me. I know who I am. I know the little things that'll trigger me, the little things that are gonna push me over, little things that are gonna make things work for me. But that's where I needed to be. That's what I needed to do. And every one of us, if you have any of that self-doubt, any of that imposter syndrome, we need to start with forgiving ourselves. You need to go back through your mind, live through your life, and you can use my Ho'oponopono. This book is a big $10 through Amazon. It's not an expensive investment, and it's also available. It wasn't when I first bought it, but it is now available in Audible. So you can either get the Audible or you can get the printed copy. And in my printed copy has got all kinds of underlines and highlights in through here because I read word for word every single word from here. And it is very powerful. Once we get through working with ourselves and working on ourselves, we then need to continue on to forgiving others. I needed to forgive my father. And that was something I never thought I was gonna be able to do, because not only was there the verbal and the abuse in that sense, there was also emotional, and every type of abuse was there. And I didn't think I was gonna be able to forgive him, but I have. And I now feel like I could come face to face with my father, and he died way back in 1980 something. So he's been gone for a long time, but I could face him right now today, and I never could do that. Yeah, I remember when I took a Dale Carnegie course, when I took that class and was learning to do some speaking and things, they challenged us to, tell the people around you, tell the people closest to you, tell your family members that you love them. And what I would do is I would be talking to my mother on the phone and I would tell her I loved her. And I'd say, "Is Dad there?" And she would say, "Sure, you want to talk to him?" Sure. And I would say, whatever pleasantries I might have said, and then say, "I love you. Goodbye," and hung phone up. Because I wasn't going to let him tell me that I wasn't right. And so that was how I got through it. And that was all I could do at the time. So being able to forgive others is absolutely impeccable. It's something that you've got to be able to do. You need to be able to work through that to be able to develop as the leader that you want to be. And I if you're anything like me, and 98% of the people that have got some of the imposter syndrome or this not feeling good enough about yourself, we're perfectionists. Because we're always told that it's not right, so you're always working to make it better. We don't have to make it better. It can be good just as it is. Doesn't have to be perfect. The more imperfect it is, the more we're going to learn. And learning, like I said, that's how we grow. And that's what you want to be doing. And the forgiveness is going to become the catalyst for your emotional intelligence. Oh, yes, I was talking about that last week too, wasn't I? Emotional intelligence, that that EQ quotient, studies are showing that leaders that have a high emotional intelligence are more effective as a manager because you're able to think and process, and you can do it quickly. You don't have to sit there and say, "Okay, be quiet, everybody. Nobody say anything. I got everybody else think." Well, if you're really good, you can think even when people are noisy around you. I do it all the time. I didn't know that that was a gift that I had, but that's something that I've done for all my life. You can be talking around me and talking, and I can frequently hear the conversation, but I will be thinking about whatever I'm thinking about. And 98% of the time, I get my process through and done. I'll come up with whatever I need to be coming up with. So that's what you need to be able to work on and do. And implementing forgiveness in leadership is a very impactful thing. When you can forgive your employees because they didn't quite get something right, because they aren't perfect, and can, instead of making it a bad thing because that wasn't right, you didn't do good, make it a learning process. Teach them, show them, make it okay to make a mistake, because that's how we all learn. And if you want your employees, the people that are working with you, to be able to grow, you want to be able to do that too. And so that's the basic pieces of what we need to be doing. And what is going to come with this leadership We need to be able to acknowledge our emotions. We need to be able to say, I'm here, you're here, I know this, we're together, let's make it happen. Let's learn and grow. And everybody's going to do much, much better. That's wonderful. And you make the mistakes, like I said, a growing opportunity. You make it a, gee whiz, we get to learn from this. I'm glad you made this mistake because this is how we can teach others what happens if we do this or what happens if we do that. And you can use that to explain the process and explain the procedures to everyone. And you don't have to make somebody the bad guy. You don't need a scapegoat. You definitely don't need the scapegoat. And we have, are then able to let go of all the things that happened in the past because we were able to shut off that I closed that vacancy sign up here that I had in my brain and kicked my father out. I have no vacancy anymore, thank you. You're no longer there. You're not welcome. Not in my brain. Not unless you're invited. If I invite you in, then that's okay. But if I don't invite you, I don't want you there. And I have that right, just as you do. And that's what makes that leader so dynamic and so good. And working on your own compassion for yourself, that's going to show your employees. It's going to show the people that you are leading what it is all about. Because if you can't give yourself the same grace that you want to try and give someone else, and then you're only trying to do it. And trying, if you've ever listened to me, trying is nothing but a noisy way of not doing something. Trying is you attempt, but you never make it. You want to, I want you to try and hit my hand. No, I didn't say hit it. I want you to try and hit it. You can't get there. You're just not getting there. So you want to work on it, deal with it, attempt it, whatever the words are you're going to use, but put try in the closet, leave it locked up there. You don't need to get into that. And you want to be able to model that forgiveness so that the world can see what forgiveness really is all about. And I managed to do that one. I had somebody attack me in a meeting, and yes, it bothered me. Yes, it upset me. And yes, I fell apart. But I had immediately forgiven them. And everyone was amazed because I did not carry it forward. I did not say anything bad about them. I didn't say anything bad about the situation. I just said, okay, this is what I need to do. And all of a sudden, everybody's there. And wow, okay, this is okay. And that showed that I was a good leader. And I had been questioning myself, am I a good enough leader to be here, to be doing this? And yes, I am. But that only comes with practice. We each need to be able to practice and share what we're doing. So, what I challenge you to do is to think about all the things that are going on in your, all the things that are happening to you, for you, around you, with your children, with your parents, with your friends, with whatever, with your employees. And I would like you in the chat, I would like you to post something that you have done, that you have been able to learn how to use the forgiveness. Put something in there. Doesn't have to be today. You can come back and do it another day. But write something up. Think about it. and post it in there because that's how we help everyone. I tell you some of the things that I've done, and that helps others. You telling someone else what you've done, not only is it going to help someone else, but it's going to help you. You're going to become stronger because you were able to tell someone else that you made a mistake and you forgave yourself. You let it, you learn from it, and this is what I learned, and this is what I've changed. This is what I'm doing now instead of that. It's amazing. And you deserve that. So, with that, yeah, I was hoping today was gonna be shorter, but I guess I love this topic and it just is too good. So these are not getting in to be the real short ones. So I love you guys too much. And if nobody has told you yet today that they love you, let me be the first. I love you because you are you, and that is so very special. Please like, share, and subscribe. Oops, yeah, my fingers don't want to go that way, but that's okay. Like, share, and subscribe. It says it right here. Share this with others. Tell others about how they can learn something about forgiveness, how it is impacting you and them and everyone else as a leader. Because it is so important that you become the leader that you want to be. That's how you're going to increase, whether you are increasing your stature in the business, whether you're increasing the profitability of your business, whether you are increasing the profitability of someone else's business. Your learning and growing is going to be huge benefit. And that's how you're going to increase your value in this world. And I am so looking forward to reading all the things that people are doing. And I'm hearing from people that they're telling me they're tuning in and they're seeing and they're hearing. So please let the world know. Let other people know what you're doing and how you're growing in life because life is a beautiful thing. And I just want to be there and help you and assist you in however I can. I want you to make money. I want you to be able to keep it. So make this a great day, and I will see you again tomorrow.